When I first entered high school, I was quite the nervous kid, and there was a lot of things that I wanted to do, but I didn't know if I could do it or how I could do it, right? And one of these things was finance. I was always curious about money, because for one, I want to make money, right? But also just how it works. Our world is so complicated. There's so many things moving around globally, and it just made me wonder, how does that work? How can I learn more and make a difference, not just for myself to make money, but also just know the vast realm of everything in finances? And so for me in school, at my school with Serena, we actually didn't have a club for finance, and that's why we started one, right? But today we want to talk more about the different types of finance, and how we can get more students into this field. So, welcome to episode 6 of STR Finance's podcast, Cash Chronicles. My name is Ryan.
And my name is Serena. And today we'll be talking about the three main branches of jobs in finance and how to get into them. So let's start off with probably the most common one, corporate finance. Corporate finance focuses on how companies manage their money internally. Professionals in this field help businesses make strategic financial decisions through actions such as budgeting, forecasting, managing capital, and assessing risk. The ultimate goal is to maximize the company's value and to ensure financial stability. So, what do you want to be if you want to work in corporate finance? Well, common roles include being a financial analyst, a financial manager, and maybe even working your way up to the chief financial officer or CFO. And the most common workplaces in this field include corporations such as tech firms, manufacturers, nonprofits, and government agencies.
Yeah, and then moving on, there's also investment finance. And this is an area that's really all about growing your money, whether it's for individuals or institutions. And so careers really involve researching, buying, and managing a lot of different financial assets like stocks, bonds, real estate, etc. So if you go into your stocks app and you look at stocks, or maybe indexes like the S&P 500, that it shows the overall performance of the 500 largest companies. Each individual company has a portfolio, and there are people working to manage these assets, and help them perform and help them grow. Now, there are some common roles in this field, include investment banking or being an investment banker, which is, I think, a very infamous role. I mean, there's good things about it, which is you make a ton of money, but from people, or not even people I know, but just the general sentiment around it, it is a lot of work. You're putting in a lot of hours to be an investment banker. Another thing, you could be an asset manager, a financial advisor, or a day trader. And so workplaces for investment finance include banks and investment firms, hedge funds, mutual funds, pension funds, and wealth management firms.
That sounds good, Ryan. And I think the final area you can work in if you wish to get into finance is personal finance. This involves working directly with individuals or businesses to manage financial needs, such as insurance, retirement planning, taxes, loans, and day-to-day banking. It most often combines financial experience with customer service and advisory skills, which makes this most often sole proprietorship. Common roles in this field include financial planning, being an insurance agent, a loan officer, and a commercial banker. This can also include individuals who are employed by themselves, such as those who want to start a company or wish to work by themselves. And the most common workplaces for this type of job include banks, credit unions, financial planning firms, and insurance companies. However, most individuals tend to start their own businesses and work locally.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Serena. So now we'll talk about how to actually get into finance if you are a student, particularly for us, if you are high school students, that's what's most relevant here. And our first piece of advice, or what we think would be best, is to build a really strong academic foundation. So in high school, you should really focus on the courses that are going to prepare you for what you want to do in the future. And so if that thing is finance, then there are a few courses that are pretty important. Mathematics is really, really essential. So you got to make sure you take courses like advanced functions and calculus and vectors. And then the reason you need that is not just because you need to understand how math works to work with finance, because finance is just numbers at the end of the day, but it also helps you develop a lot of the analytical and problem-solving skills that you need for financial analysis, because it's not just numbers. There's a lot of things at play in finance, and you need to know how to think on your feet. Now, data management is also really important because it provides you with a lot of the tools to work with and interpret data, which is a really important skill in finance. And I'll give you an example because my brother actually does work in finance, and he needs to use a lot of data analysis skills to help him perform at his job, right? He uses Excel, and without that, he wouldn't be able to do his job. So that is data management, that is problem solving, and that is financial analysis. Beyond math, though, you should also be looking to take courses like business, accounting, and economics. And the reason we think that that's important is because even though finance isn't directly related to, like, let's say, business or economics, there's a lot of overlap indirectly. So if we look at how finance works, how markets function, that is literally the biggest topic in economics, right? So if you want to understand more about finance, not just about the numbers, but more so about how humans function and the why behind finance, then you should take economics and business and accounting.
Okay, that's, I think, really important to note, Brian, that courses such as business will also introduce you to the basics of finance, such as, for example, managing resources and understanding how organizations operate by themselves. And accounting is a particularly important course for students because it provides a more thorough understanding about how businesses track their financial health. Economics courses will give you probably the general context in which businesses operate and help you to understand market dynamics, economic policy, and how various external factors can affect business decisions, which can help those who are employed under areas where they may need to use information such as in these situations to help and advance any further business plans. Economics as a whole is able to really help improve the level of comprehension of the world because of the fact that economics most often goes into a lot of historical economic events and uses them as precedent. Therefore, taking economics as a whole can really help your journey into the financial world and improve any prospects for careers by improving your own comprehension of this subject. If you have an interest, consider taking computer science or information technology courses because these will help you become somewhat familiar with software tools and systems commonly used in finance, such as Excel, financial modeling tools, or even data visualization tools, such as Tableau or Power BI, which are increasingly being used in the field as technology advances rapidly. As well, it might be useful to take some courses from about recent developments in technologies such as artificial intelligence. Finally, there are many extracurricular activities that can help offer you a real-world glimpse into the financial world for things such as business competitions, such as the Ivy Business Competition, or other aspects of finance clubs such as DECA or FBLC. Many high schools also have a business or finance club, hey, that's us, that can simulate stock markets, run small business ventures, or offer challenges related to financial decision making.
Thank you, Serena. And then once you graduate high school, the step after that, so Serena just talked about all the different activities you can get involved into in high school. But once you finish high school, your next step is going to pursue post-secondary. So that means going into university and going into a major. So in Ontario, the most common route to a career in finance or corporate finance is through a Bachelor of Commerce, which is BCom, or a Bachelor of Business Administration, BA degree. And so there's a lot of top universities like Queen's University, Western, University of Toronto, York U, and Waterloo that offer strong business programs that specialize specifically in finance. And so while you're pursuing your degree, you can also do things like co-op or internship, which is actually really important. And the reason something like co-op or having internships is important is because you're able to gain work experience while you're still in school. And then once you finish school and you actually graduate, when you're looking for a full-time job, your employers or your potential employers can see that you already have work experience, and you have what it takes to be a good employee, right? So that's actually really important for you. Now, these programs also provide you with a lot of hands-on experience. So uh, you can apply what you learned from your classes into the real world. And there's a lot of internships with companies, namely the big four accounting firms. So that's Deloitte, PwC, PricewaterhouseCoopers, EY, and KPMG, or finance departments within other corporations that can all help you build connections, network, enhance your resume, and gain a lot of insights into how the finance industry works. Now, in addition to internships, getting involved in university clubs or finance-related like societies can be really, really helpful. Just being around like-minded individuals that would help you. So join organizations like Finance Club, like the Accounting Association, or a student investment fund.
Additionally, if you want to give your career a further boost, you might want to pursue certifications such as the CFA, Chartered Financial Analyst, or CPA, Chartered Professional Accountant. These certifications are highly regarded in the finance world and can make you more competitive in the job market, which is pretty important given the state of it so far. The CFA, for example, is particularly useful if you're interested in investment and analysis or portfolio management, while the CPA is ideal for those who want to specialize in accounting or auditing. I think a lot of government agencies, if you want to work in the government, require a CPA for any further advancement in careers. So if you wish to work there, we highly recommend you getting that certification. Though these certifications require post-graduation study and work experience, they are worth considering because they can significantly enhance your career prospects. And after graduation from university or college, entry-level roles such as financial analyst, junior financial associate, or business analyst are common starting positions. These positions are often available within a company's internal finance development or through firms such as the Big Four. To apply for these, feel free to submit your resume to common job seeking sites such as LinkedIn, and we wish you all the best. So that's it. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Cash Chronicles. My name is Serena.
My name is Ryan, and thank you for listening.
Bye.
Bye bye.